guys, this is your boy Rico. I am one of the owners of Rico's Tacos. The other owner and the boss is actually my wife, Jennifer Minos. We have a very cool relationship. It's really awesome to get to work with her every day in this project. And I'm really happy to see how far Rico's Tacos has come along. This is going to be our 5th year in Valdosta. And now we have a food truck that we have added to our operation, and also our Adel location that we have added to our operation, and many more to come in the future. The thing about Rico's Tacos is that from the beginning, we established that we wanted to be a different restaurant. We wanted to be a family environment, and so whenever we came to Valdosta, it was really different. At the beginning, people came in, they were asking about the crunchy ground beef tacos and the traditional things that you see at every restaurant, and we're like, hey, we don't have that, but try our al pastor or try our corn tortillas. They're homemade. And it was really hard at the beginning because it was like such a different concept. We actually had people walk out, and at the beginning that was very disheartening, but I kept telling my wife, like, don't worry about it, you know, people are going to start appreciating it at some point. I think that, you know, we have a good product and we have to keep going, and people started seeing the love and the effort that we were putting into our food. Family members who were part of the operation, we were making it happen each day. And so when people came in, we were, you know, giving them the best service we could and the best food that we could. And they started just to fall in love with the product. They started to fall in love with the brand. And it was just such an amazing welcome as people started to come down and love the concept. So we started to see how people enjoy the food, and it was such a rewarding experience because you have so many places to choose from. You have so many places where you can go out to eat, but the fact that they came to Rico's Tacos and enjoy our food, and they were like falling in love with it, it was such an amazing experience. So we were really happy about that. It's been such an amazing journey to see how far we've come. It's been such an amazing journey to see the things that we have been able to accomplish thanks to you guys, thanks to the community who has opened up their hearts and telling their friends about it. Remember specifically this experience where it was a couple that came into the restaurant and they were like, hey, we heard about the street tacos and the authentic tacos, we want to try them. So I was like, okay, here's a sample. I set them out like some al pastor, with cilantro and onions, some carne asada, and I was like, here you go, guys. Sat them down at the table, and as soon as they had that first bite, they were like, oh my God, like this is so amazing. I gotta tell my friends about it. And then the next time they came with like 5 other people, and then from there it just kept going and going and going. We saw that growth, you know, and it's just been such a rewarding experience to be able to see all of that. Rico's Tacos, it's a family restaurant where you can come and get the most authentic food. The street tacos, carne asada fries, different things like that. Like I said, it's been such a rewarding experience. With the second year in our operation, we were able to add the taco truck. And that taco truck, when we first bought it, it was such an old truck, and we started having like mechanical issues with it, and the equipment in there was like old, but it was just like a dream come true for me, because coming from Mexico and seeing the taco stands and everything, and my dad actually had worked at taco stands in Mexico, and now to have like a taco truck and be mobile and things like that, I was like, we're gonna make it happen. So we started going out to different communities, and even like during COVID, when COVID started, we were going out to like Kinderloo, and we were going out to Stone Creek and Grove Point, and big communities in general that have so many people, and they love the food, and they started telling their friends about it. And so that was another thing, that whenever COVID was happening, we were going out to the communities with the food truck, and we were just making it happen every day, and people started falling in love with the food, and it was just such an amazing experience to see them come back. And so after COVID happened, we kept going with the restaurant, and kept going with now the new location in Adel, and it's just been such a welcoming environment around the different communities and things like that. Inspired me to start Rico's Tacos. Like at the beginning, we were at kind of like a fork on the road. Me and my wife had just moved from Savannah, Georgia. That's where we met, and we were kind of like trying to figure out what are we gonna do, you know. And so my dad and my mom, they had worked like in the food industry in Mexico. My dad actually had a taco stand with his brother when they were younger, and so I grew up seeing that. My grandma sold food from her porch, like she had a stand, and I remember watching that when I was little. And so having that knowledge from my parents and my grandparents, and me just watching that grow up, and me and my wife having that serving experience, we were able to really integrate like both things. The experience from the culinary with my dad and my grandma and my mom, and then the experience from the service side with me and my wife being servers, who are like, let's do it. Why not? Let's start a restaurant. Let's bring something different to Valdosta. So for anybody that just moved to Valdosta, they should come check us out, because you will always have like the generic uh, Mexican restaurant, and we wanted to bring something different to Valdosta. We wanted to bring like the street taco styles with, you gotta get like the oil on the tortilla. If it's not like a little bit of oil in there, like it's not gonna be as good. That's just the way it has to be, you know. And that's what we focused on at the beginning. We're trying to bring something different, and so they should come and try it out. We're a family-owned restaurant, and we have like the family recipes and things that make it such a great experience. Our Valdosta location is really special to us, because when I remember when we were first looking for a location where we were gonna open, and I remember driving by, and I had seen it on the internet, and I drove by and I completely missed it, and I was like, where was that at again? So we had to like turn around, and we were like scanning, and we found the building, and it was just like the building. We looked through the windows, and we could see, you know, it had been closed down for a couple months, and the equipment that was in there, it was like it was there, but when we started firing up everything, it wasn't working, and it was such a challenge to get this place open in the beginning, because the equipment that was in there was not working properly, so we had to like you know, like make it work the best that we could. And we were like, this is it. Like we had already put our heart and our finances into this building, and we were like freaking out, because we were like, none of the equipment is working. Like we were expecting the equipment to work, and now we have to like spend more money to make it work, and just different things like that. But more than anything, it was just like, once we came in and we opened and everything was good, it was like, okay, like we're here now. And I always say that opening a restaurant is kind of like, uh, it's such a weird comparison, but I always say when you open like a business, it's kind of like an elephant having a baby. You know, like it's such a huge thing, because you just started a business, but it's a baby. Like you have to feed it, and you have to make sure it's growing correctly, and so all of those things. So we always call this like our little elephant, because even though like we're 5 years old, we're still growing. At 5 years old, you know, it's like we're still in the growth process and things like that. But we are so amazed with the community. We're so amazed with how the community has accepted us like as a staple in the community, and we are just happy to be part of it, and to see it every day. Thank you so much for everybody in Valdosta and Adel and surrounding cities, that you have opened up your hearts to us, and that's why this is so special to us. Like I come here, and it's so like it's always like you know, like it makes my heart skip because this is where we started. This is what started it all. And at the beginning, it wasn't like, wow, it's so amazing, but it was like we were so happy that we were here, and now to see how far we've come along, it's just such an amazing, rewarding